At the Strategic Cereal Farm West, we have a trial looking at the impact of perennial flower strips on beneficial species. These margins have been shown to increase the numbers of pollen and nectar feeding insects, and an AHDB research project reported that these non-crop habitats constitute one of the most important sources of biodiversity within a farmland. So we have one site located at the Strategic Cereal Farm West near Leamington Spa, and we also have 2 more sites hosting a similar trial located at the Strategic and at the Petworth Mont Farm. Across the trial at the Strategic Cereal Farm West, we have a number of other fields selected, and the field team are also monitoring slugs and summer aphids and their natural enemies across the landscape. All of the monitoring is carried out on 100-metre transects, with sampling points at 25-metre intervals along these transects. In most of the fields, these are laid out in pairs, so one is close to the field margin and the other one is approximately 100 metres into the crop. This means that we can look at the effect of distance into the crop on pest and natural enemies. Detailed analysis of slug abundance and distribution will be completed once all of the data has been collected. However, early indications suggest that slugs were found in high numbers further away from field margins across all fields and farms. Invertebrates collected in the autumn pitfall traps are still being assessed. However, initial results indicate that the ground beetle was the most prevalent insect collected. This generalist predator is often found in agricultural fields and is an important natural enemy of a wide range of invertebrates. We have some more work to do, including a further round of slug trapping and pitfall trapping, which is scheduled in June 2020. And cereal aphid and natural enemy assessments will also take place this June. Once all of the data is collected, it will be analysed with respect to location, agronomy, and the surrounding habitat in each field to identify any key drivers of variation within slug, aphid, and natural enemy distribution.
So I'm here now sat in one of our fields in which we've established some in-field flowering margins. It's again another one of our trials, hopefully another one of the longer term trials. We've established in-field margins in this field every 100 metres or so, along with margins at the 2 ends, nothing to the sides. These are flowering grass margins. So you can see behind me, they're just starting to come into their own now. These were established last spring. 6-metre run in the middle of our field. It fits in. I've made it fit in quite well with the GPS and how we tramline. 6-metre section switches off on the sprayer. A new hydraulically driven fertilizer spreader allows us to more accurately reduce the spread width on a spinning disc machine, so we can manage the fertilizer and the sprays that are or are not getting into these margins. There's 3 fields in this trial. This one, as I said, has the margins within the field and at both ends. Another field over the other side of this block just has them down the sides. And then we also use a control field which hasn't got any margins at all. The outcome of this, hopefully, reduce or completely eliminate using insecticides on this farm. I'd love to get there. This wheat crop obviously hasn't had any insecticide this autumn or spring. We're still using it in some of the other crops. Obviously oilseed rape, where we're trying to grow it, and spring beans as well, are still a struggle. But it would be lovely if we can get to a situation where we completely eliminate insecticide use on our farm. If I just pick this up, you can probably see a little bit better behind me how this margin runs the full length of the field. It doesn't quite meet the margins top and bottom. We took the decision not to meet them up so that we can better manage the headlands rather than effectively splitting the field into 3 smaller fields. So again, hopefully a lot of monitoring to be done on this one over time, and yeah, hopefully it'll give us some really good results going forward.